Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Three of Wands is a card called Virtue. This is kind of how we know we're making the right decision. This is sort of like, this is how we know we're doing the right thing, right? Our body, our heart, and our mind are all saying yes, right? Our soul and our spirit are just fired up about something, and there's no part of you that disagrees, right? There's no part of you that feels, that conscience or that little voice in the back of your mind that says, you shouldn't be doing this, right? You're doing everything right, okay? This is a card, too, of identity, that we are identifying with this so strongly that, of course, it feels right because this is me, expressing myself out into the world. It feels very authentic, yeah. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what it is that you are doing and what the results are. Here is the Art or Temperance card. There is that Lust, or also called the Strength card. There is the Chariot. There is the World, or the universe itself, and a Five of Pentacles. All right. Over here we have a Nine of Cups. The Sun card. The Two of Cups. And the Three of Pentacles. Now we've got this connection, fire to earth. Right? That your pure will, your identity, what you are doing in life, basically, Spirit saying, keep doing it. You're doing the right thing, okay? If you've been questioning whether or not this was the right thing, keep doing it. This is the card that says maybe you're considering changing something. Keep doing what you're doing, all right? Because this is a reflection of your highest spiritual identity. Okay, keep doing it. It is your own very personal art, right? And we have with that card. So I like the card. A lot of major arcana energy here. It's very, I'm happy to see all of this good energy. I'm really happy to see the Sun card for you. Because there's always been this theme in your readings where you've spent a portion of your life sort of hiding yourself away. Dimming your shine, turning down your light, turning down the volume, dimming, the expression of yourself. And I feel right now you're shining your light into the world and you don't care. You're letting it all out there. And it feels so happy. It feels so powerful. I feel that you are in the happiest sort of phase that you've ever been in your life. I feel like you are really, truly, feeling the abundance in your life. And this is really, really positive, and I love to see this for you. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor, Infinite, and Unknown. And we're going to set it down right here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's take a look around the room. Lots of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. We've got some fire. We've got some water. We don't have any air. And then we've got our earth cards. Okay. So right now I feel like the swords cards aren't here, right? There's no doubts. You're not second-guessing yourself. You're not trying to figure out a new plan. I think you are creating. I think it's spontaneous. I think it is true and authentic and beautiful. I think it's flowing from you, like it's flowing, almost like it's flowing through you. Your mind is not interfering. Your mind is not trying to make sense of it. That left brain, that sort of robotic logic, rational energy is not trying to figure everything out. You're just flowing with this creative energy. Yeah. It feels really, really nice. Everything feels in balance here. Okay. And the swords cards being gone, I think are just fine. We might get a little bit in the mystery card, but that's okay. If we do, we'll deal with it. But to have a reading like this, a spread like this, I mean, this is big time, And I think that it's really showing a big shift. I think that for a while you have been overly critical of yourself, that you've been listening to other people's opinions too much. You've been doubting yourself. You were questioning everything. You were trying to figure out the right way of doing things and what you were supposed to do. And now all that is gone. All the swords cards have been kind of swept out of here. And what you're doing is you're creating your art and perfecting your life in a really creative and free and spontaneous way. Whatever you're creating right now, whatever you're cooking, is perfect. It is absolutely right. Other people may not like it. It doesn't matter, does it? No, what matters is you're cooking something that you like. Now, the art card is, to me, it's a few things, but I think for you right now, this is literally art. This is saying that you're creating something. It's not a paint by numbers. It's not a cookie cutter kind of thing. You're not painting or creating something to please other people. You are creating something because it is you. It is soul art. It is your identity. It is your essence on canvas, right? So you're in a very creative energy right now. Maybe you're not a typical artist. Maybe you're not a painter or a musician. Whatever you're doing in your life right now, the way you're living your life, you're sort of, you're cooking from your own recipe here. You're just kind of, you're not even a recipe. You're just kind of thinking whatever looks good, whatever sounds good, you're throwing it in the pot and you're making the best gumbo. That's uniquely yours. Okay? If you are an artist, you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not trying to please the customer, the audience. You're not trying to please the record company or your boss or whatever. No, you're doing what you're doing because, not even necessarily because you like it. You're doing it because it is essentially who you are, and there's no other way to do it. It feels that authentic here. Whatever you're creating, the way you're living your life feels like a massive, immersive art project, okay? And I love that feeling. I think that's extraordinary. Down beneath the surface, we see a lot of passion with the lust or strength card here. You're somebody who's really, really capable of doing a lot of different things. I think you have a lot of skill. But beyond skill, it feels like more you have enthusiasm. And when you're enthusiastic about something, you can do anything. When you feel capable, you are capable. Okay? And so we can't take this card without looking at the universe card up top. Because the universe card represents everything. And this is your enthusiasm. This is what you're capable of doing. You're capable of everything. So there's part of you that really wants to do everything in life. You've got this kind of motivation that just says, I want to experience all of it. I'm hungry for everything. I want to try every single dish here at the buffet. I want to go to every buffet everywhere in the world and eat everything they've got, We have that sort of appetite and hunger, and we feel like we're capable of doing everything, And we feel fired up, and I don't know that it's really about something specific. Maybe it is. And I say that only because we have the Five of Pentacles in the future position, where it's kind of like very soon in your life, you're going to get this, this idea to change something. You've got to ask yourself, and this is where we need a little bit of that swords card or something like that. You got to ask yourself, are you changing something because somebody else has sort of prompted you? Have you been primed by somebody else and their opinion or their reaction or something like this? Or are you changing something? You're making some sort of adjustment because you feel it. Okay, so this is really, it may not still be anything specific. It could just be in general. Everything that you're doing in life now is coming because it's flowing out of you rather than being a reaction to something from the world. Does that make sense? And we're confirmed in that because of the sun card in the environment too, that you're out there radiating your light. The sun, doesn't really care how many people, are giving it ideas. The sun doesn't care how many, how many candles we have here on the earth, right? The sun is just radiating that light. It's not reacting to anything that's going on, around it, right? The sun is this kind of internal, nuclear fusion or whatever the heck the process is, right? That's just creating all of this radiance and all of this light. And I feel that's sort of a representation of you right now. And so it doesn't really, a lot of things that are happening in your life don't really seem to touch you. Does that make sense? But anyway, the lust card is this sort of almost invincible feeling, this capability that just says, I am big enough, I am strong enough, I am powerful enough that I can just reach up into outer space and pluck a star for myself, put it in my pocket, And this is that field of experience. So I feel like right now, you're somebody that wants to do everything. You feel like you could take on the world, right? And I don't know really what you're doing, or if it's something specific, or it's just like this general feeling. But something is getting you so fired up where you're eager, and you're driven, and you're ambitious, and you want to literally, you feel like you're capable of doing anything and everything in life. Yeah. There is, an implication there that we need to sort of narrow it down to a few select things, so that we don't spread ourselves too thin, or with this paradox of choice where if we feel like I can do anything in the world right now, but I can't decide what to do, then we're sort of locked up. Then we just, all this energy is going to fizzle out. That's not you, but don't let it become you. Okay. Now in the background position, we've got the Chariot card. It's a Cancer energy. I think that there is a family situation in your life that changed recently. And I don't know what that was exactly, but I feel like you have a lot more stability in your home life, either with family or your roommates or whoever you live with. Could be your pets, your plants. I feel that there's been some sort of a resolution, because now I feel like there's a lot more security in your headquarters, your home base, And so it could be that there's a relationship that really is going very well. There's some stability in your life. On the home front, I feel a lot of stability. And I feel like that's giving you, it's giving you almost a nice foundation, like a springboard to jump into all sorts of other things in life, Let's be careful with that too, though. Okay. Now, we have a lot of good cards here. In fact, they're all wonderful, excellent cards. But the Five of Pentacles is it's catching my eye a little bit. It's standing out like a sore thumb, right? Because if we have this stability and there's been some really good news on the home front and things seem to be working out really well in your domestic life, and that's given you a lot of ambition, a lot of courage, a lot of enthusiasm for, life in general, and maybe more professional life or your creative life. Well, what happens when we're confronted with uncertainty again? What happens when we lose some of that stability? Because anytime we think of stability, we have to think of change too. So we have to make sure that when things get sort of shaken up, and they will, that we react to it in the right way. That we continue to approach life with this courage and this capability and this authenticity. And we don't get completely like destabilized by it. Okay, so this is also, I think, a card of variety. Yeah, and when we take this with with our universe card, the last thing we want is for our universe to be too predictable. We realize that our world can be infinite, and I think a Five of Pentacles is saying that you sort of like a little bit of variety, a little bit of diversity in your life. You don't want things to be exactly the same all the time, every single day. Even if you're getting everything you need out of life, you've got to find something that you don't have that you want, you know? It's like, somebody that gets everything that they want in life, but they're still not happy. Why? Why is that? Well, because there's not enough change. They get everything they want, so there's no wonder, there's no challenge, there's no variety, diversity, there's no novelty. You buy yourself all the gifts you want throughout the year, then come Christmas time, it doesn't really mean anything, Or on your birthday, doesn't mean much, because I've already given myself all the gifts I could ever ask for throughout the year, And I think that you know this, and so you are sort of looking forward to the uncertainty of life. And this is, of course, the card in the future. This is what you're looking at. You're looking forward to uncertainty, to things not being predictable, not going your way. You want a little bit of pushback from the universe, right? Because you believe that you can create your entire world, that you are capable of, being out here in this infinite world and, handling everything that comes your way. I mean, it really is, this is an infinite fire to earth sort of manifestation, right? And we see that in a very practical way with our 3 and 3. This is that sort of the spiritual aspect of that, this infinite creative power and the infinite creation, right? So fire to earth, we have that electrical circuit here. And the variety of life, the gumbo, the art of life is really in the diversity, right? The diversity is the spice of life, So the Five of Pentacles then becomes other opinions, new people, new things, new places, things that don't agree with you, people that don't like the art that you're creating. It's almost like we get more out of the critics than we do the fans, the people that praise us, And so I feel like you're thriving in life in this way, and I think it really is. It's allowing you to kind of stay on your toes. It's allowing you to always be hungry. Again, we want to go to every single buffet and eat every single dish, right? We don't want to go to the same buffet and eat the same dish every day. We want to try different things. I want to try something that I don't like. I want to try something that I may not be good at. I want something to have to figure out. I want there to be a problem to solve. I want a puzzle that I have to put together, or something to figure out, something to apply myself to. When life gets too easy, it loses its luster, right? So the Five of Pentacles becomes really you looking forward to uncertainty, challenges, unpredictability, a little bit of instability, but it's kind of like the stability of your Chariot card, the fundamental stability that you have, which I think is a spiritual stability, allows you to embrace some of the uncertainties of life in a way that's very healthy, in a way that is not going to completely throw you off track. Okay, and that's what the Chariot card is. I think it's a spiritual home. It's a spiritual stability. I think it's also manifesting as your home life, your family life, I think is really going very well right now. Yeah. I'm wondering if you just got back from a trip. I feel like you've returned from. I feel like you're doing a lot of traveling generally. I feel like you just got back from somewhere and you're sort of looking forward to whatever adventure is next. We're going to talk about the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're currently watching from. So your general energy is the Nine of Cups. Abundance on the physical, financial, emotional, intellectual, and the spiritual creative planes. This is happiness. Happiness is living a life where we are experiencing progress, challenges and overcoming challenges, right? Progress on every plane of our being. Not just financial. Sometimes our financial life is going great, but I don't have much of a personal life or private life or creative life. I think that you're finding things to appreciate on every level of being. You probably do some kind of a gratitude list or journal. I would continue doing that. Focus on that. Every day, perhaps, write down 3 things in the physical or financial plane, dimension of life, that you're grateful for. 3 things on the emotional or intellectual plane that you're grateful for. 3 things on the spiritual creative plane that you're grateful for. Make that a habit. Make that a practice, right? Because then we're focusing on those things, and it really forms a deeper appreciation for life. And I think that your happiness really comes from you feeling capable, right? Feeling as if you know yourself well enough and that you have a safe enough existence, a nice foundation and stability in life where you feel safe to create your own life, and you feel strong enough and capable enough to seek out new challenges in life, new things to overcome, new puzzles to solve, right? And that's really going to increase your sense of happiness. Your happiness is not established by what you have or what you accomplish, but by how your life is changing, how you are changing and growing through your travels throughout the infinite universe. It is the path itself that changes you. As you apply yourself to new and challenging situations, you're growing. And you're evolving, and you're becoming a deeper person, right? You're not only are you creating your life as this sort of art piece, but this life is creating you. Okay? And that's happiness. Happiness is not in the object that we receive. The accomplishment itself, the goal that you achieve. You might be feeling really good about that for a few days, a few weeks or something, but then it's going to diminish, and then we think, okay, what's next? Well, now what am I going to do? Because we're going to chase that feeling again, that happiness, okay? And this is really showing a lot of movement in your life. Life is not stagnating for you. We have a 9, we have a 5, we have a 3, right? And these are odd numbers. These are functions rather than states of being. Yeah. And the next card we have, of course, is our Sun card. And, this is you radiating your light out into the world. This is you sharing your gift with the world. Okay? This is your ability to, in some ways, not be affected by the things that are happening out in the world. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what happens in the world. It's not going to ruin you. You know what I mean? It's not going to diminish your light or your happiness. You're not going to be so affected by external events that your light then just sort of gets extinguished. You're not falling into that pit of despair right now. Nothing is sort of turning down your light. If anything, we witness heart-wrenching events out in the world, and it just makes us want to shine brighter. And you're realizing that you are a beacon of light and hope and love for the world. And so your reaction to the world is really, you're turning up the heat, you're turning up the love, and you're shining brighter. Yeah. So, it's kind of with our 5 of Pentacles too. When we encounter challenges, you really light up. That's when you come out of your shell. When it's time to really approach something new. When we get into a routine of life and things just sort of get predictable and stuff, then we start losing a little bit of the luster. Yeah. But I think you're finding ways to keep your life very exciting, spontaneous, keeping it fresh. And I think you have a lot to give the world. I'm starting to lose my voice now. You are definitely a lamp out in the world right now, an inspiration to people around you. Yeah. Now, the next card is the difficulty. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of my tea here. The 2 of Cups in the position of the obstacle. Well, why would that be the obstacle? Why would that be something we don't want, right? Well, maybe because this is too similar. Maybe this is saying, I don't want a life, I don't want a person, a partner, a friend even, that's just going to mirror me. Like, you're not looking for just to find yourself out in the world, you know? You're looking for, again, the diversity. You want somebody different. You want somebody that can challenge you. You want somebody that you can grow with, that can inspire you to grow, that can show you things that you never saw before. You don't want somebody that's just going to feed back to you exactly the energy that you're putting out. Because that would go against everything we've been talking about, you know. So you are looking for somebody who is an equal to you, but also different enough from you that can keep you on your toes. Yeah, whether we're talking romantically or in your choice of friends, in your choice of activities, in what you choose to pursue in life. You don't want people to just agree with you. You don't want people to feel the same way about things that you do. You want to know what somebody else loves, right? Like you know yourself enough, right? You want to get to know somebody else because other people have interests, loves, a sense of purpose that may be unfamiliar to you. And that's what you're seeking, the unfamiliar. You want more experience, more life, right? So you're looking at that diversity and thinking, tell me what you love. It's like when you give a gift, birthday gift or something, or a Christmas gift, holiday gift. You don't want somebody to just give you what they think you want, right? You're the kind of person that wants somebody, you tell somebody, pick out what you want and give that to me as a gift, you know? Like, give me something that you like, that you're interested in. Because if I like something, I'm just going to go buy it. I don't care. I want you to give me something that you like, something that you would want for yourself, because that's you sharing something with me. It's not about the object. It's about, wow, I'm really learning something about what this other person is into because of the gift that they gave me. If somebody just gives me a fancy jacket, I think, okay, thanks. You know, I needed another jacket anyway. Give me something that you would like. Give me something that you want, you know, because that's an expression of who they are. Otherwise, it's just somebody who is trying to figure you out and kind of, it's like giving you something that you already have. He's like, no, give me something new. Give me something different. Give me something that is of your essence. Because I feel like that's what you do for other people. You don't just figure out what they want. Okay, that person needs a toaster. I'm going to give them a toaster. No, you give them something that you would want for yourself. That's an expression of your aesthetic or your taste or your interest or what you care about. You know, and that way you're sharing more than just the physical object. Does that make sense? I feel like that's the kind of person you are. And that's the kind of relationships that you really want. Yeah. Now, the Three of Pentacles at the end here, Spirit is saying, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. It is working, right? And we have Mars and Capricorn here. I feel like you are doing something specific, but it feels like whatever you put your effort into, you go all the way in. Like, this is Mars and Capricorn. This is blood, sweat, and tears, you know? And I think you're that kind of person that when you commit to something or someone, you are all in. When you go to the buffet, I'm in. I'm going to eat everything here. You don't do anything sort of at half brightness. You know, no, you're cranked up all the way to full brightness in everything that you do. And Spirit is saying to keep doing that because it's working for you. Because you're living a life that is meaningful and rich and savory for you. And you're making good connections and you are a lamp out in the world right now. So you got to keep doing that. Okay? Let's look at our mystery card. I don't know what we really need. I imagine it's going to be some swords cards. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Yeah, Knight of Swords. A Knight of Swords is kind of thinking about the future. We're sort of looking ahead. We're looking ahead at the plan. And so in all of this spontaneity, all of this like just shining our light, and it just sort of feels like, is there no direction? What are you really trying to do? Are you just sort of, you're just, immersing yourself in one thing after the other? What is the guiding principle here? I like that we have this card because this is at least saying, I don't have a plan necessarily, but there is a plan here, It's kind of like, I don't need a map, but I have a sense of direction. And so this is that fiery air energy, that cardinal air. It's kind of a Libra card here. So it's saying that you have this wisdom and this discernment about you. You don't need a map, but you have a strong sense of direction. Yeah, and that's putting all of this into a nice package here. This is an extraordinary reading for you. I love this. We're going to do an extended reading if my voice will hold up. We'll do hexagram from the I Ching. We'll do some oracle cards. Okay. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Capricorn, Thursday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, and I usually don't sound like this. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.